How can you tell if a vintage piece of furniture is quality, Liz?
But there's a couple of different things that I look for when I'm looking at vintage furniture. And the first thing is I generally look for solid wood pieces. I try to stay away from veneers, although in some cases, in some eras of furniture history, veneer was much more common. So you kind of have to gauge whether solid wood is that important to you. I generally think that it's the best made pieces are made from solid wood. The other thing to look for is the actual construction of the piece. So drawers should have dovetail. Um, the mechanics of how the drawer is put together should be dovetailed. So if you don't know what that means, when you slide the drawer out, there's sort of a little pattern of squares where two pieces of wood were fixed together and joined, and that's the dovetailing. So that's an important composition because it means the piece is well made. The other thing that I generally look for is brand name. Oftentimes pieces of furniture were made by companies that are still in business today. For example, Baker and McGuire made furniture since the 1950s, and today they're still a terrific company. So I would look at something that had the Baker name on it as probably a well-made piece of furniture, just knowing that that they make quality things. When talking about upholstery furniture, that's kind of a question that clients usually ask me is, should I just go buy a new sofa or should I reupholster something that I already have? And I am not a big fan of today's upholstered furniture unless you're having a custom piece made by an upholsterer who's going to use quality wood construction in the frame and quality goose down and foam mixture in the padding of the piece. A vintage piece of upholstered furniture is usually the better way to go, but again, you have to look for quality, well-made pieces. So I would check the foam to see what is in the seating, the loose cushions and the back cushions. Do they have goose down in them? Just unzip it, look and see what's inside. See if you can feel the muslin piece that's inside the upholstered and get a feel for what's in there. If it's goose down, probably a really well-made piece of furniture. And for my money, I would absolutely buy a $200 sofa that has goose down in it and pay the $800 to have it reupholstered plus the fabric, rather than go buy a $1,000 piece of furniture that's being made today that probably has all foam, probably not a well-cured wooden frame inside, and probably not made with the same craftsmanship that something was made 50 years ago. So I am much more likely to put my money into an older piece and know that it might cost me a little bit more, but will probably last a good 50 years versus something that might last 10 or 12 years.